very soon. Basically, we've peaked already in the UK. United States will be peaking in the next couple of weeks. Doesn't mean say hospitals aren't going to be a problem well into February. They are in the United States especially, for reasons we've already looked at. So Omicron is going to become endemic, at least for the next few seasons. Now, endemic means it's consistent and predictable, not what you might... So you want it to be consistent and predictable as opposed to the boom and bust we've had lately. So we're not quite there yet because it's not totally predictable. Although we have predicted it reasonably well, actually, for some time now. But these are what the official doctors are saying, the professors and things. Common cold, influenza, HIV, measles, malaria, tuberculosis, all endemic. Smallpox was, of course, but that's been eradicated. So we have lots of other endemic diseases, and they can cause significant problems. I mean, measles. Last time I checked, measles was the 7th most common cause of death in children in the world, in poorly vaccinated areas especially. So endemic does not mean not severe. By no means. It just means it's there all the time and pops up from time to time. Tuberculosis, big problem. Lots of tuberculosis in poorer areas of the country. So we're going to enter a new endemic COVID era. This is what I believe is going to happen. Now, is this just me or of other academics or professional people who do this all the time? Do they agree with this now? Well, they're coming round to it. Professor Julian Hiscox, Chair of Infectious Global Health, Liverpool, UK, new and emerging respiratory viruses. New and emerging respiratory virus threats advisory group. So, in other words, this professor is a member of the UK government official advisory group on new viruses, which of course was set up in response to the pandemic rather than being proactively set up. So anyway, this professor's saying we're almost there now. It's the beginning of the end, at least in the UK. We agree. In fact, we're into the end game now, I believe. I think life in 2022 will be almost back to before the pandemic. I agree. Should a new variant or old variant come along, for most of us, like any other common cold, coronavirus, you'll get sniffles and a bit of a headache, and then we are okay because we have such high levels of immunity. If you're willing to tolerate zero COVID deaths from COVID, then we're facing a whole raft of restrictions, and it's not game over. And I don't want to misrepresent here what Professor Hiscox is saying, so I've put it as a direct quote. But what he's saying is, what he actually means here, that if the government wants zero COVID, then we're going to have big problems. We have to have massive restrictions if you want zero COVID. But if people aren't exposed to the ongoing Omicron, they're not going to develop immunity to it. So basically what he's saying is we have no choice. The governments cannot opt for zero COVID. In China at the moment, they're trying to. Let's be quite clear about it. The zero COVID policy in China will fail. It is not possible with Omicron to have a zero policy. Everyone in China is going to be exposed to Omicron in the next few months unless the country is completely closed down, but then we'll get deaths from starvation and all sorts of other problems. It is inevitable. We have to accept the circulation of Omicron. It'd be nice not to have it, but, we have to accept the circulation of the common cold. There's nothing we can do about it. We can't say, wham, all colds have disappeared. It just can't happen. So I think that's what he's saying there. So it's not game over if we want to go for zero COVID, but we can't. In a bad flu season, 200 to 300 die a day over winter, and nobody wears a mask or socially distanced. And this is true. Why have we been tolerating this for so long? All we've been doing is kind of promoting vaccination programs.